So Artlist just announced a new subscription service called Artlist Max, which honestly I wish was around when I started my YouTube channel and when I went freelance to do client work, because well, Artlist and Artgrid that I've been using for the last 3 years or so has been such an awesome service. And honestly, I think it's the best licensing platform out there for freelancers and content creators, and especially if you do both. Now, I keep saying Artlist and Artgrid. What does that mean? If you're not familiar with that, Artlist is essentially a music licensing platform for music and sound effects. And in my opinion, I think it's the best out there. Not only is the library of songs, well, and sound effects huge, it's got a massive library with really, really good music and sound effects. That's not what makes it the best. What makes it the best, in my opinion, is the simplicity of licensing. Now, licensing is kind of an intimidating term, especially for those of you starting out. At least it was for me. You know, why do you need to license music and footage or anything? Well, you got to license it because it's not yours. And if you're making money off of your content, if you're monetizing it or client giving it to client work or whatever, you have to license that music to be able to use it legally. Otherwise, it's theft and you shouldn't steal. That's bad. Bad people do that, so don't be a bad person. Now, there are a ton of different platforms out there to license music, which is cool, but a lot of those services out there make it really confusing because you can use this section of songs of the whole library for your content creation and for monetizing and whatever, but you can't use these songs. And if you want to use these songs, you got to pay extra money and all that. And you know, if you're doing work for a client that has a number of employees greater than this, like it gets really, really confusing. And that's why I just use Artlist, because Artlist makes it super easy. It's just one license and you get unlimited downloads and you can use that song for forever. And it doesn't matter if you're making it for a YouTube video for monetization or if you're using it for a TV commercial or a short documentary or whatever the case may be. Like, your license from Artlist covers everything, and that's why I love it. And that's why I think it's the best, simply because of the licensing simplicity. And same thing with Artgrid. I mentioned Artgrid before. Artgrid is essentially the stock footage version of Artlist. It's the same company, so all the licensing terms and everything are the same, making it really easy, again, to license that footage to put into your YouTube videos or for like a documentary or something. If you need a quick drone shot that you don't have time to go get out, or it's a different part of the world, or whatever the case may be, Artgrid makes it super easy to have that footage. And the footage from Artgrid is really good. It's not like the cheap, cheesy corporate looking stuff. It's footage from really, really talented filmmakers that put a lot of effort into creating these scenes. So you get, like, you know, different angles and different shots of a different scene. So anyways, you get the point. Artgrid and Artlist both are really good, and just, like, in my opinion, they're my favorite licensing platforms to use because of how simple they are. And it just got a whole lot simpler with Artlist Max. So what exactly is Artlist Max? Well, it's essentially a subscription model that combines music, sound effects, footage, templates, editing apps, and plugins all in one subscription model. And the cool thing is there are a number of different subscription plans that you can choose from depending on your needs. So if you are just solely focused on content creation and you want to monetize your content, maybe on your YouTube channel, whatever the case may be, and you're not doing any client work, well, then you can get the Max Social plan, which gives you all the music and sound effects and footage. You get access to the templates and even editing software for editing your videos and or your photos, to be able to kind of be like a one-stop shop for content creators. I really, really wish this was something that was available to me when I started my YouTube channel, because there's just so much to offer in this. Now, two caveats I see with the Max Social plan that may want you to upgrade to the Max Pro plan, which is the next tier up. Number one is the footage. If you are uploading your content in 4K and you wanna get footage, stock footage in 4K or 8K resolution, then you would need to upgrade to the Max Pro plan to be able to get access to that 4K and 8K footage. And the other thing is, if you think you might end up doing a project for a client for whatever case may be, maybe it's even filming a wedding video or whatever the case may be, and you're getting paid for it, then it may be worth upgrading to the Max Pro plan just to make sure that all your bases are covered. Now, if you're like me and you're a freelancer and content creator, or if you just are a freelancer and run a small production company, then the Max Pro plan is the one that you're gonna wanna go with, because this is gonna cover all of your client work, your commercials, if you're submitting your film to a film festival or whatever the case may be. All your bases are going to be covered there and you'll be good to go. The only caveat with this one is if you want to have access to the raw or log footage to be able to match to whatever your project is, then you'll have to add that upgrade option at checkout, which I think is like an extra $240 a year, which in the grand scheme of things is really not all that big of a deal. And then they have other subscription plans depending on your needs. And if you're part of a team and you need licenses for each person, or if you're like a big company, there's different options out there. So if you're not really sure which one you need, and this video doesn't really help you out, then you can always just contact sales at Artlist and they'll be able to help you out, figure out which subscription plan you need. Now, as for pricing, they are all billed annually with the exception of the option to pay monthly for the Max Social plan. However, if you decide to pay monthly for the Max Social plan, then it's going to be an extra $20 US, at least at the time of recording this, more than if you were to pay full annually. So that's just something to consider. And if it seems like a lot of money for us freelancers and production companies, that if we're making money off of this should not be a major expense to us. This is just an expense that we have to incur to be able to license music and footage and everything to make sure our clients are covered and all that kind of stuff. And that is totally worth the money to do everything legally and morally right and all that kind of stuff, because theft is super wrong. And if you're a content creator and you're just starting out and it seems like a lot of money, open up an Amazon affiliate account and you monetize your YouTube channel or whatever other channels that you have. As time progresses and that affiliate account starts building up and you start getting more views, that's gonna really end up paying for itself anyways, and you will be able to use all those songs in perpetuity with unlimited use and all. You can read all the stuff on Artlist website, but it's such a bargain. I mean, coming from like I've licensed songs for particular projects, and if it's like it feels like just a wedding, like one song was $50, and I don't know how much they are anymore because I don't really even use that service anymore because of how expensive it was. So if you add all that up, I mean, you can hit that pretty quickly, and if you're uploading content 2 or 3 times a week, then this is where the Artlist really starts paying for itself. So I know I kind of rambled on in this video, but I just wanted to talk about my experience and the value that Artlist and now Artlist Max has brought to not only my content creation side of things, but also my freelance and my production work as well, my client work. It's just an awesome service. So I highly recommend you checking out Artlist and figuring out which Artlist Max subscription is for you. I'll leave links down in the description and all that kind of good stuff. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful. I know it's kind of a boring topic, but you gotta license your footage, you gotta be legal, and gotta do the right thing. License it, don't steal it. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.